What's going on, everybody? It's favorite dating coach Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about the narrative that men like to create to fool you, to get you interested in them and pull you in. So everyone's going to start off saying, well, yeah, I know why he's doing it, Elliot. He wants to get in my pants. Well, that might be part of it, but I want to dive a little deeper because I do think this is important because a lot of you fall for it. So the first thing to talk about is why else does he do it? And there's several reasons. The first one is what I call the mate value. I don't call it. It's what it's called. The mate value discrepancy. And what that basically states is that I'm oversimplifying this, when there is a gap between the mating values or the mating numbers, meaning let's say you're a 10 and he's a 6, okay? There might be some problems that arise. And depending on if you are the higher or if he's the higher or lower number, certain things you're going to pursue. So if you or him are the higher number, okay, they're going to act in a different way. Some example of this would be they're going to start be more likely to cheat. They're going to start looking elsewhere, having wandering eyes. They're going to second guess things. They're going to want a lot of attention and validation from you or for other members. A lot of flirtation is going to arise. Things like that. If you or him are the lower number, you're someone who is going to try to close the gap. So you are going, now there's good and bad ways of doing this. The good way is stepping the F up, bettering yourself, improving yourself, treating this person better. And then, of course, there's bad ways. There is the manipulation. There is the emotional abuse. There is like jealousy and territorial kind of characteristics that come into play. So, again, ways to kind of jump or close the gap. Now, I want to talk about those ones I just mentioned, the territorial things, the stepping up, and so on and so forth. What a lot of women don't understand, and this is for both sexes, you're not going against men. You're going against other women, okay? That's your competition. It's not men. Women read books all the time on men, and it's like you need to figure out what you have or vice versa, what other women have that you don't. Because that's why you're single. It's not because guys play games, even though the guys do play games. It's both. But guys are the same way. If I'm a 6, I can't compete with 10s, especially if you're the higher number. If you're a 9, you're not going to go for a 6, okay? You're going to go for 9s and 10s. But let's say you're out there and you're playing the game, and a lot of guys are out there who are 9 or 10s that you want, they're also playing the game. They have the pick of the litter. They're not committing to anyone. They're talking to multiple women. They're come and go. They're sporadic. They're flaky. Whatever it is, okay? That's where I can come in now and create the narrative of the good guy. This guy up here is giving me the opportunity to shine, okay? Like I always say, everything has risk with it. Whether the guy who is up here sees it as risk or not, by him acting a certain way, let's say a negative way towards you, that gives me an opportunity, okay? It's just like in chess. If someone makes a bad move, you can be better than me, but if you make a bad move and I see it, I can counter it. So what the lower guy does now is try to create this narrative that, hey, I can give you a relationship. I can give you what you're looking for. I'm not like this guy. And here's like a 2.0 version of this, like a next level up. What a lot of guys do, and a lot of guys know, is that the average woman does want a relationship. Again, not all women, but the average person, man and woman, both want relationships with the right person. And depending on how old you are, or your circumstances, or your situations, so for example, do you have a lot of options? Are you newly single? Are you heartbroken, emotionally distraught? Like all these things. A guy could create a narrative where he seems like the knight in shining armor, or age is a good one. So if you're 21, that's one thing. But if you're 31, right, or in your 30s, you're thinking your biological clock's about to go. Sorry, my voice. Your biological clock is ticking, right? Oh, I need to speed this up. I need to start. I'm done playing games. I need to find a guy who's on the same page as me. a guy might take that as an opportunity. Or let's say you're in your 50s and your kids are grown up now and they moved out, right? Now you're lonely, right? A guy might take advantage of that. These men know, ladies, the narrative to create for you to get an advantage on or against or amongst other men. They know that. And they know that because there's so many of you out there, in my opinion, that give so many men chances who don't deserve it. Ladies, I cannot tell you how many times I'm talking on the phone with you ladies, and every single time I'm like, why are you talking? Almost like 80% of the time. Why are you talking to this guy? Like, what the fuck? He's a weirdo, right? Or he's like showing you every sign in the book that he's not the dude, but you give him the opportunity anyway. And then women get mad that men are treating them a certain way when women don't even have self-respect for themselves. Happens all the time. So what I'm just saying in this video, and by the way, if you want more stuff on this or more information on this, I have 6 guides: power dynamics, how to tell if a guy really likes you, evolutionary psychology stuff, what else? No contact, all of it, okay? Filtering men, all those guides are down below. That will help you tremendously with all this. And if you want to work with me, the link is down below. But the reason I'm telling you all this, ladies, is that there are men out there who are creating a narrative. Subconsciously or not, they're creating a narrative. We do it naturally because we want the advantage. We want to bring our best foot forward. And again, when I say narrative, I don't always mean something in terms of like manipulation, right? Maybe this guy wants to prove himself in some way, but he knows he has to act a certain way to get your approval if you weren't giving it to him in the first place. Or not even that. Let's say you were. It's just perspective. Like, let's just say he feels like you are better than him. You are more attractive. You are one of the best options he can get. He is going to act a certain way, right? But I tell women, you still don't know if he's emotionally available, if he's looking for a relationship, if it's genuine, or maybe it is genuine, but he's emotionally unavailable, and so he changes later on down the road. After the context is built up, you don't know any of that. So you're taking the burden of risk by just assuming he's a nice guy. No, ladies, he has to consistently invest his resources into you over time, okay? Time, energy, effort, money, in that level of importance, okay? He has to invest that into you consistently for you to know. And then, of course, you have to do your detective work, meaning like look at his background. When was his last relationship? Is he newly single? Has he ever had a serious relationship? Was he cheated on? All that stuff. And then it's going to become much easier. But this is just, I guess, a warning video that there are guys out there who are creating a narrative. Take everything a guy says, no matter how great he is or how wonderful it is, with a grain of salt, and let the game play out. And talk to multiple men, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.